Hi friend, it's JP from toughtones.com, and in this video I want to show you the biggest mistake that beginner guitarists and bands make when they're writing riffs, and I also show you how to avoid this. And the biggest mistake is to get stuck in just one chord, and this is usually the chord that you can play with open lowest string. You can do all kinds of cool things in the riff, but if the chord stays the same all the way through, it can leave you cold. And when your whole song is just riffs with one chord, it gets boring really fast. And this is the kind of riff I'm talking about. Kind of a cool riff, but it's stuck in just one chord. What if instead we use this whole chord progression underneath the riff? Let's try that. So much better with the chord progression underneath and not just one chord. So let's take another example. Finnish metal band called Mokoma has this song called Poltetun maan taktiikka, and in the verse they play a riff like this. But instead getting stuck in just one chord, they add another chord even though the riff stays almost the same. And so the whole verse goes like this. And in the same way, in Bullet for My Valentine's Hearts Burst into Fire, in the verse they play this kind of a riffy thing, but they're changing the chord. So one main point that I have in this video, on top of adding interest into your riffs, is the mentality that you're approaching riffs with. So what I'm talking about is that should you write the riff or the chord progression first? Many a times we have this idea of a riff and we jump right into it. And when the riff is finished, we notice that it's impossible to write good vocal melodies on top of our riff. So what if instead we pick a chord progression that we can make good vocal melodies to, and then we adjust our riff idea to fit the chord progression, right? So let's say we have this idea of a riff. And if we play like this the whole way through, it's the same thing as playing just one chord. But if we have the chord progression first, then we can adjust our initial riff idea to this chord progression. This way we make sure that our vocal melodies and the stuff that we're playing fit together very well, and also the riff is more engaging and interesting since there's the whole chord progression underneath instead of just one chord. So that's something to think about. Hopefully you got the idea, and if you want to know more about making professional quality music from your home, download this free guide that I've made just for you. You can get it from toughtones.com/guide. Doesn't obligate to anything and you get the free guide. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe. Until next time, cheers!